Welcome to the Make and Design Podcast. I'm your host, Carina Gardner. On this podcast, we're unraveling the everyday joys and dilemmas of design, making, and business. For makers who want to be designers and for designers who are makers, this is your inside scoop to help you grow your business and bring more creativity to your life. Hello. Okay, it's the day before New Year's. Actually 2 days before New Year's, right? And you knew I was going to talk about New Year's resolutions, right? You had to. Because I'm right there and I'm thinking about it. And I thought I would just tell you some of my thoughts for this year. I love goal setting. And many of you, hopefully you've listened to the podcast before this with Mindy. And I really loved all the things she had to talk about in terms of more creating habits around what we're doing versus and the vision for the year and the ideas around that versus maybe goal setting. And that has struck me as I listened to her talk, and kind of what did I want my 2023 to look like. And I think my challenge to you for this episode is to start thinking about maybe not so much goals, even though I love goals and I think they're so fun, but maybe start thinking about what it looks like, what it feels like, what the vision of the year feels like. And, sometimes I think that gets embodied. You guys have heard me talk about the one word of the year. Lots of people do it. It's been around for, oh my gosh, ever, where you choose one word that, really encapsulates your year. I think that's an amazing way to do it. This year, I love doing a vision board. And this year, I think I'm going to do a digital vision board and sit down and really less writing, more visuals about what my year needs to look like. What do I want? Do I want to work more? Do I want to work less? What do I want to accomplish? And maybe a little looser almost, like versus, I want X, Y, and Z. It might be a little bit like, I want to feel like I love my life every day, And I think that's a little change I know I'm doing for myself. I'm also putting in much smaller goals this year. For example, and I'm curious if anybody else does something like this. If you're on YouTube, please put it in the comments. I would love to hear what you have to say about it. If you're on the podcast, it's harder for us to communicate. But I've really been thinking about what are small things and small changes I can make in my life that would have huge impact or make me just feel really good. And so one of the things I wrote on my list as I've been sort of thinking, I don't have a firm finalized list yet, but what I've been thinking about is how I want to send more handwritten cards in the mail. I started doing this a little bit in October and sending a few letters out, a few postcards out as I was thinking about people. And I found that I really enjoyed it. And it's funny how you do something that you haven't done in a very long time. You're like, oh, I really like doing this. And so one of my goals this year is to send out at least one handwritten either card or postcard this year. And I've set aside some time on Fridays to do this and just think outside of my circumstance. Also remember to thank other people for what they've done in my life and how fun it is to have them in my life. I was thinking a lot of these letters end up in my going to my team or design suite, and how this year was interesting because I found myself 2022, since I'm still in it, how I found myself carving out time for the people who mattered and taking away all that didn't matter. And I don't know if I've done it to such an extreme level as I did it in this year, but I found myself going, who are the ones that matter right now in my life that I need to pay attention to, and kind of getting rid of some of the excess weight when it comes to time spent with people that, I really like, but I needed to refocus for this year. And in particular, I would say on my family. Many of you guys know I have 3 kids. I have a husband, and the kids are growing up and it's going really, really fast. And I found myself going, I need to refocus on the time spent with those individuals and stop caring if other family members needed me outside our immediate family, bending to other people's needs, because I tend to be a yes person. Many of you guys can relate to that. We hate saying no, and kind of defining my own space and boundaries. And that was hard. And some people didn't like it, and it was hard. But I found that I was happier. And it's crazy when you don't even realize that certain people are sucking things from you. And if you can just kind of let some of that go, and sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's family members, sometimes it's people who work at your company. Like my suggestion for you in this coming year is to really dig into what you need, what you want, how you want to focus your time and energy. A lot of my heart goes into being, of course, with my family members, but second of all, really digging into my work. I love my work. I love teaching people to design. I don't know if I could have said that 10 or 15 years ago when I was a design professor. I don't know that I felt the same feeling of euphoria for being able to teach people how to design. And that has been a totally new experience with this new design program that we implemented almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in April. And watching people win the way that they are just amazingly winning, it's been so phenomenal. I've loved it so much. So I'm so looking forward to 2023, and I hope you are too. We're just a couple of days away, and I hope that you have some thoughts, maybe more of a vision for the year, less goals. I mean, I will certainly have a list of things, but those list of things will be more about the vision, I think, for the year than it will be about the actual goals, because I want to have this overall feeling of living the very best life I can. And I don't know if I always go into the new year thinking like that. I think, these are the things I want to do, right? And so I want to do them and I want to get them done. And instead I want to go into this year thinking about like this big vision for what I want my 2023 to look like. All right, I hope you enjoyed today's episode and today's ramblings. Can't wait to see you on the other side of this in 2023 in just a few days. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you get to do a lot with family, friends, people you love. Or on the flip side, and I really believe in this, there are things I like to do by myself. There are things I want to do by myself, and I hope you're taking advantage of that as well. All right, guys, Happy New Year's in advance, and I'll see you soon. Hey, did you know that you can visit me at makeanddesign.com to learn more about this podcast and join my VIP group for weekly freebies? I can't wait to see you there.